After going through the last Final Fantasy XVI DLC, The Rising Tide, I wanted to sit down and share some thoughts on it with you. This video won't have any spoilers. All I'm going to do is discuss some changes that the DLC has brought to the game and how the new patch makes me feel in general. If you'd like to see no in-game footage whatsoever, you're also welcome to tab out and listen. Also, huge thanks to Square Enix for gifting me both the base game and the DLC on launch day. My name is V, and if you're here for the first time, subbing is a great idea. On this channel, you'll find plenty of playthroughs, live streams, guides, highlights, and shorts, mostly focusing on RPGs and occasional adventure games. So if this is your cup of tea, make sure to press subscribe right now. But before we dive any further, let's hear from the sponsors of this video, Tokyo Treat. If you've ever wondered how you can experience authentic Japanese culture through food from your own home, I have the perfect thing for you. Thanks to Tokyo Treat, who sent me this wonderful Sakura-themed snack box. I'm enjoying the taste of unique treats like Sakura shortbread cookies, Kit Kat matcha latte chocolate bars, pure potato honey butter and rock salt chips, Mitsuya cider, and so much more. Along with the snacks, you'll get a gorgeous Tokyo Treat booklet with fun facts about Japanese culture and more info about all your snacks, so that you can enjoy them even more. This is a perfect gift for either yourself or your loved ones this spring, so don't miss out and use my link in the pinned comment and the description of this video to get yourself the most beautiful snack box ever, all while supporting me as a content creator. Overall, playing through the new update has reaffirmed what I've been feeling for a long time. Final Fantasy XVI is one of my most favorite and beloved Final Fantasy games, along with Final Fantasy XIV and Crisis Core. This particular world makes me feel like home, through the art, design, music, voice acting, and masterful storytelling. I've never been as invested into the side content as I have been in FF16, and the DLC has continued to create a perfect balance between the main storyline and the side quests. All of them are engaging, well-written, emotional, with meaningful plot twists, and there are many times when I couldn't tell the difference in quality between the mandatory and optional content. When it comes to the combat, the new boss fights have brought in a lot of different mechanics, challenges, and epic moments. There were times I was very grateful that there was a checkpoint mid-fight, as some of them are very long. Even though spawning in the middle of a boss encounter does break the immersion, I still think that it's better than doing the fight from the very beginning, as it would have been a huge time sink that would eventually suck the joy out of the fight itself. I have not attempted the fights on hard modes yet, so don't take my word for it when it comes to those checkpoints being a thing, but I had a pretty good experience knowing I don't have to go all the way from the beginning. The fact that we get to discover a whole new part of the world through the DLC was honestly a good choice. It was a fresh break from the gloomy skies, the apocalyptic mood, and it provided both cultural and visual diversity that many players felt was lacking. The side quests were not numerous, but I felt like they were meaningful enough to help me understand exactly who these new people are, and by the time I finished, I craved the endings to their little stories, so I actively searched for them and I was not disappointed. The main story itself fits perfectly into the existing FF16 timeline. I feel like it's given us an explanation for some of the decisions Clive has made throughout the base game that we were previously unaware of. In my opinion, this alone makes it worth going through the game again, not just for the fresh perspective, but also to check out the additional cutscenes added to many of the side quests throughout the base game with a new patch. I haven't gotten around to doing this just yet, but knowing what I know from the DLC, I think I just might need to replay it and fall in love with the world even more. There's not much else I could say about the DLC itself without any spoilers, but I did want to gush about it a little bit. While playing through it, I was asked a really interesting question. Is there any DLC that you feel is better or at least has the same quality as the base game? At the time, I didn't know if The Rising Tide would be the answer, but now I can say that it definitely is. From my POV, there was no difference in quality between the base game and this DLC, except that it brought some quality of life changes, which made the experience better in many ways. I'd say that the DLC is very much worth it, and if you haven't played through the first update yet, it's definitely a good deal to get them both at the same time. What did you think of the DLC if you've played through it? Let me know in the comments, as they're bound to help anyone looking for advice on whether they should buy it or not. You can also find my full Final Fantasy XVI playthrough in the description of this video, but beware of the spoilers if you're going to be playing the game yourself. If you're not subbed to the channel yet, make sure to do so now to not miss out on future videos. Thanks ever so much to Shay, who's a Tier 2 benefactor on Patreon, as well as Jeremy Ortiz, who is a Tier 1 benefactor on Patreon and an Alpha member here on YouTube. There's also Garnet Williams and Space Cadet Rick, both supporting me on Patreon as Alphas. I appreciate everyone keeping me going as a creator so far, and if you'd like to do so as well, you can find all the links in the description of this video. Any contribution goes a long way towards me continuously creating content for you, so thank you for all of it. Alright, have a great time playing through the DLC, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.